It's my creepy look. Let's see if I can put this over here on the. That's my happy face. I hope you guys like it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Prophet. That's an owl. I'm an owl as well. And today we are going to be looking at Skycoin. I am resuming my duties. I've been doing some behind the scenes work, but I realized I need to multitask with my responsibilities. So with that, I'm making sure that I do that. And how I do that is maintaining this right here. It is a Monday, February 12th, 2018, and today we will be doing some homework on Skycoin. I've heard about this. It's been relatively off my radar, and that's how I like it. I like things off my radar, so, well, I like things off the radar in general, because when things are able to stay off the radar, at least in my radar, then that means that hopefully it's not as widespread as it should be, or as I think it might be. Yeah, so today is Skycoin, and oh, as a matter of fact, just to give you guys a little, this is actually the text that I've been reading, all this shit, all this stuff, and it's a lot to try to take in at one time when you're learning this. Thankfully, I know a little bit, but still a lot of stuff that I gotta get through. But when I'm done reading this book, I will make sure that everything that I personally learn, you guys learn. I'm taking bullet points, I'm taking notes of all this. I'm making sure that I provide the best information that I can possibly provide. So yeah, that's just a little taste of, well, this right here is just a little taste of what I've been reading, and you can find it yourself. This right here is the link, PDF form. Read it. If you don't want to hear my little summary of it and you want every single detail for yourself, I don't blame you. I'm the same way. Part of the reason I do these streams, so I make sure that I have all the information that I can handle. And I guess from here on out, let's get to Skycoin. Skycoin has 7 million in circulation. It's actually phenomenal. Max supply of the coin is 100 million, which is still pretty low, and the total supply out right now is 25 mil. It is on nothing good. The only thing good so far is Cryptopia, and I fucking hate Cryptopia. I hate Cryptopia for a couple reasons. They took out SafeX, and when they did take out SafeX, they gave some cop out, like, oh yeah, people got me mad, so I'm taking it off. You guys are claiming that we're doing market manipulation, so I'm going to continue to manipulate the market by taking a coin off of this exchange. It was nuts, and you really see the maturity level of people that are supposed to be handling large sums of money. It's actually scary. But out of all these places, Cryptopia is the only one that I'm aware of, unfortunately. So if I was going to make a purchase out of all three of these, C2C, X, and iQuaint, never heard of them. I did hear Cryptopia. I have an account, so I might just have to go mess with them. Hopefully not, though. We got $17 per coin, 133 million market cap, which is relatively low. It's pretty low to me, actually. And we already got that. The volume for the last 24 hours is less than a mil. $751,000. Not bad. Let's see. It was $1. When did it come on the market? It came on the market last year in April. Was $1, $2, $3. Steady growth. This is pretty good. Steady growth it's been able to maintain, and then it just went up right here. This is what I love seeing. There's certain things that you always, I mean, that I've noticed before I even started reading, when there's a huge spike like this, always look for when that huge spike comes right back down to where it started spiking, because 9 out of 10 times, or 8 out of 10 times I'll say, I've seen this happen. Huge spike, and then everyone's there, and then it goes right back to where it was in the first place. It's really interesting. This time even lower, surprisingly. But this happened in December 23rd, in the end of the 2017. A lot of coins were getting their shine at that time. Reached an all-time high of $47, $49. It was able to get back to $48, which is impressive. You don't really see coins able to get back to their former glory. Usually you see $49, then $44, and then $38, but that's for it to only be $1 off. I haven't really seen that, so that's pretty good. Did it do it 3 times? $49, $47, and $48. So people wanted to see it. It seemed like it had some support around the $36 range, or just around that range. And then it kind of dropped. Well, there was a lot of shit that happened in the beginning of this year. It sucks to see the fall from glory like that, but at least it seemed to found some stability over here, right above $12, and it seems to be on the rise from here. I can see the little, what do you call it? I see a little triangle forming over here, a pattern, I guess. That's what they call it. Let's give it a month. Let's give it 3 months. December. This right here. I wish I had a chart where I would be able to like, or I mean, I wish I was able to draw. I don't know. You see a little something, but 12, 14, 17. It's doing all right. It's doing all right. I mean, it's listen, it's not doing the best, but all coins aren't doing the best right now. Even my baby syndicator's looking a little grim right now, but the market will do what it's meant to do. I have faith in that. So, relatively low compared to before. It was able to reach $46 prior. It's on relatively low markets. I mean, not low markets, but not that many known markets. I'm not making either of those accounts, and not many people trust Cryptopia, so that means if this is able to get on a big exchange and it's only rank 120, I see it definitely breaking that 100 mark. Yeah, I definitely see it breaking that 100 mark, and I mean, I see some potential in it. Let's go to the social really quick. See what we're dealing with here. They have a tweet, they have a tweeter, and they got a Reddit. I love Reddit. A tweeter. A tweeter. Alright, I'm sorry. I was trying to be Irish for a second. It didn't work. Tools, historical data we don't really need. We got the announcement here. I'm just going to start glancing through this a little bit, see what this is about. Let's see, Skycoin project has been in development since Bitcoin was launched to the public. Revolutionary new consensus algorithm, Obelisk, neither proof of work or proof of stake, next generation based on web of trust, new blockchain tech. Skycoin uses UXTX, the next generation after UXTO, enables native coin join, no mining, no 51% attack, no double sending. Global transaction in seconds instead of hours. Blockchain transactions finally faster than credit cards. Really? Building an entire ecosystem and platform. Massive work underway. So we got a bunch of GitHub sites. I want to see how many people are backing this. Any what are the pledges? Or what is it called? I forgot what it's called. The commitments. Got 7 people on it. I might be looking at the wrong place, but let's see. Oh, 3,908 commits with 39 contributors. That's pretty good. I mean, 3,000 commits is pretty good to me, at least. Pull request issues projects. Let's see this. Core and the wallet. Alright. Wiki. What needs to be done, do right now, coin. Okay. Alright, well that looks pretty good. Let's continue. Anything else I gotta know? What's this explorer here? What's this? What's this? One transaction. Oh, these are all the transactions. Yada yada. Alright. And the source code, I guess, is open source. Well, I'm gonna just leave this since, again, I'm not the technical man. I'm like the speculative analytical man, but not like chart analytical, just potential analytical. I think that that's more my niche. And do I need this anymore? I'll say that I need it. I'll leave this here, and I guess let's go to the website next. See what they're talking about. We got downloads. What are in the downloads? We got the Skycoin wallet. Is a next generation decentralized social network built with the Skycoin ecosystem. Really? So they have a social network, which is good, dedicated to that. Both downloadable. We got the white papers, we got the branding guide, Skywire, miner assembly manual. I thought this wasn't mineable. That's weird. You can't say that you're not mineable and then be mineable. Alright. White papers, roadmap. Let's see this roadmap really quick. Q1 of 2008. Oh, wait. So the last thing that they have is this? Really? Okay. Let's see here. This has been in development since 2012. And they wanted to research how to replace the proof of work consensus, which is, I'm guessing, mining, or just that. Proof of work, Open Sky Coin, OTC market. All those were done. Implement exchange federation protocols for decentralized exchange. Integration. Skywire. Uh-oh. What was that? Let's see here. So far, redesigned. They didn't do this. They didn't do this. They didn't do this. All those they didn't do. Is that the only section that they weren't able to do? It looks like it. Skywire test network, wallet encryption, Android wallet. At least they're doing Android and not iOS. I don't like iOS. Yeah. So they win with me there. What else are we doing? Skycoin design improvements. And this is just the white paper. So let's see what Skycoin is about. Is building the new internet. This includes Skywire, anonymous decentralized mesh internet and telecoms. Oh. Skycoin blockchain, free instant infinite transactions. Internet access point that pays you for your bandwidth. Oh, that's awesome. Sky Miner. That's what that is. Obelisk, decentralized consensus, and designed by original Bitcoin and Ethereum developers. So people do know the original Bitcoin developer. Ooh. Because I'm hearing a lot of interviews like, oh, no one knows who made Bitcoin. It's a mystery. I was watching All Time Conspiracies earlier, and they were like, the only person we know is Satoshi Nakamura, or whatever his last name is. And apparently he might be British because he says mate. But I guess we'll continue. I definitely want to read all this. What's this here? All this is really interesting, and this looks like an interesting project, especially one that only has 7 mil coins in circulation. I might buy like a couple, like 5, and just let them do their work. I mean, if they're able to actually work. Skycoin community. The Skycoin team is most active on Telegram. That's awesome, actually. I love Telegram, so I will be following them on Telegram personally. Alright, let's get out of here. The white papers, I think I'll open right now. I'll just let that load in the background. What is Skycoin? A currency for digital bandwidth backed by the new internet fast transactions, no transaction fees. Skycoin is a third generation cryptocurrency supporting a new free and open internet. Skycoin is the cryptocurrency of Skywire. That means Skycoin has a practical application more than simply acting as another digital cryptocurrency. That's very important to me because anyone can just make a coin and be like, ta-da, you're welcome, here's potential money, now give me your money so it can be valuable. But it's something different when a coin is able to not only have its own use, but have a practical use and uh, and and it be profitable. From what I'm reading so far, I really don't know anything about this project, but the fact that I can get paid for my bandwidth and people can pay me for my bandwidth, that I would love that actually, because that actually solves an issue. It solves the issue of I pay for a certain amount of internet every month, yet I get extra internet, and now that's basically money out of my pocket. There's no rollovers when it comes to my internet usage. Either I used it or I didn't. But with this, all that extra bandwidth that I get per month, the money can actually come back in my pocket. That is great. I like that. I like that. Alright, let's continue. What is Skywire? Skywire is the new internet, an incentivized mesh network poised to become the privacy protocol of the future. Skywire's goal is to make corporate internet service providers a thing of the past by giving the internet back to the people with its revolutionary privacy protocol. Peer-to-peer technology with grassroots ethos, Skywire's new networking protocol promotes net neutrality and sharing without blocking, slowdowns, or censorship. Let's read more about Skywire. Let me Google Skywire really quickly. Skywire. It's a free game by Nitrome. How great is that? Wow, that's a 2-player game too, so me and my friend can play it together. Let's see here. From marketing to POS to PMS, Skywire delivers help. May I flex? May I flex? May I flex? Alright, may I, huh? I want to see this company that I'm investing in. I want to find the website for the actual Skywire, a free and open internet. Give me a website, baby. Skywire, Meshnet, and VPN. Blog skycoins.net categories. 142 commits. That's interesting. So the coin itself has more commits than the actual product, which is Interesting. I can download it now, I'm guessing. Vendor, 11 days ago, node, yada yada, update API. Skywire. Here's our blog about Skywire. Skywire is still under heavy development. There you go. That's what I want to hear. Thankfully, it's not a product that's already out and it's hard for me to find, because that would be a little bit deterring. And be like, alright, so you want me to invest into this platform, yet I can't find it anywhere, and I'm looking for it blatantly. So what are the chances that someone else wouldn't be able to find it? But it's under heavy development, which is a good little thing. I like MeshNet. There's actually another company that I want to have my eye on, but I would have to buy a lot of coins for it to be profitable for me personally. But Smart Mesh, which allows you to use the internet without using, or make phone calls and do transactions off of the internet. It provides a layer on top of it. I think the idea itself is genius. So that's another one I definitely have to keep my eye out for. But let's get off of BitHub. Let's continue reading. Alright, Skyware Miner. Hardware for the new internet. Skycoin's meticulously designed miners are the backbone of the new internet. Energy efficient Sky miners transmit information to our state-of-the-art mesh network to own Skycoin without the environmental costs of traditional mining. Oh, so that's good. Explore the first generation of Sky miners. See, I'm waiting to find one coin or one organization that finds a green way to mine, and maybe this is it. How can we create a truly free and open internet? To answer this question, we developed Skywire, the new alternative internet. Skywire is a groundbreaking novelty technology that takes control from large internet service providers and gives it back to the users. Its peer-to-peer model promotes net neutrality and sharing of content without blocking slowdowns or censorship. Skywire's open access network preserves privacy and encourages free speech. Our mission in creating Skywire is to shape the internet's future for the better. See, I love organizations that think of the future. I love organizations that are, what's the word? Clairvoyant. Those are the ones that I like holding long term. This seems to have some type of standing of where it wants to be, which is reassuring for me as an investor. Skywire's revolutionary new networking protocol is already changing the internet as we know it. The protocol is based on multi-protocol label switching, and the benefits of that include speed, quality of service, reliability, and security. Skywire goes beyond these standards to deliver an even faster, better network. It's designed for high performance and maximum privacy, allowing users to bypass ISPs to take control of their experience, essentially becoming their very own ISP, because you get to give out your bandwidth, which is great. Skycoin is the currency of Skywire, giving it practical application beyond just digital currency. When the user forwards traffic or provide network resources, he or she receives Skycoin. Likewise, when the user consumes network resources or media, he or she spends Litecoin. Users can maximize their coins in two ways: having a high bandwidth in high traffic areas, or having highly sought after content. Really? So I can drop my streams over there and people will be like, oh my god, that's super hot fire. I want his stream. I'm going to give him Skycoin. That works. I'd love that. The Skywire miner is meticulously designed and configured to provide a backbone for the new internet. Its custom-built hardware exceeds the technical specifications to deliver maximum power and performance. Skywire functions as a miner for Skycoins. It acts as a specialized VPN using the following hardware: 8 CPU boards, 2 gigs of RAM per board, 4 CPU cores per board, 64 gigabytes of storage per board, Linux, Ethernet. Hmm. Users can deploy nodes manually, but automatic deployment is just around the corner. Sky Messenger will provide a chatbot that allows users to peer clusters by public key. Once metering and settlement is implemented, Skywire will generate coins for operating the network. Really? Hmm. Plans are already in place for second generation hardware, which will include an OLED screen that displays RAM, CPU, bandwidth, and Skycoin per hour. SATA ports on the board for F4. Does that mean that they're going to be allowing more coins than the 7 million that are there to be in distribution? Because if that's the case, this wouldn't be a right time for me to invest, I guess. Skywire distributes content faster and more anonymously than any alternative. It does this by combining two powerful components, Aether and Skynet. Aether is a peer-to-peer replicated project system that powers the distribution of anonymous and immutable web content. I see this being used for bad shit from the way that they're putting it, but I can also see this being used for good shit if the right people use it, so hopefully that's the case, but let's continue. Skywire combines them to form an indestructible network. The Skywire, a local cache, holds resources without connecting to the external internet. See, this is part of that mesh thing. I think mesh is going to be huge for that specifically. You don't need the internet. It's a layer on top of it, which is great actually. File downloads are copied directly to the local cache. Peers who are looking for that file can get it from you and pass it along the network. By leveraging peer-to-peer technology in an innovative, unique way, Skywire provides a viable internet alternative that's secure, fast, and sustainable. The next 6 months, but ideally it would be released in the next 3. But testing alone could take a few months. Also need to work out the logistics and assembly for shipping. Sky Privacy Protocol solves the problems inherent in POW and POS based coins. Take a look at the technology behind it. So over here you can actually look at all the things that you would like to save some time. I'm not going to, but you can see it has a VPN, Sky Messenger, mobile wallet, BBS, architecture, reviews, Skywire, white papers. That was interesting. Obelisk. This is what I'm actually really interested in hearing about it. Satoshi originally intended the Bitcoin network to be decentralized over hundreds of thousands of computers today. Today the Bitcoin network is completely controlled by 3 mining pools. Bitcoin is no longer decentralized. Skycoin's consensus algorithm is designed to achieve true decentralization of a blockchain consensus. Really now. So it's out Bitcoining Bitcoin. True decentralization means no government can censor Skywire, no corporate interest can stop it. The internet began as a community of people wanting to share information. The time has come to bring that back. Alright. I got a sense of what you're trying to do now. Give me this motherfucking white paper right now. Give me white paper. White paper. Yeah, why not? I need something good. Hash of data, 1 pub, 1 sub, data, hash of data. So I'm guessing like the payment and give me the data. No? Data notification it. Okay. Data request. On the diagram to the left, subscriber has not seen the hash. So the corresponding data was requested from the publisher, then delivered. On the diagram to the right, the hash has already been seen by the subscriber, so the corresponding data was not requested. Physical connectivity on the nodes is a small mesh network, so 3 stops and then you divert instead of that 1, 2, and then everyone's pretty much on the same page. A bunch of algorithm shit I won't touch. List of unique pub keys that's sent. The quality and the strength of attack. Effective passive nodes. Alright, I'm leaving all that together. An opinion, dynamics framework, and model for consensus. I want to read about the obelisk actually. Let's do that. I already kind of looked this up. Skycoin obelisk. That's what I want to hear about. Tell me about the iList. Oh, it's going to Skycoin too? No, not Skycoin, you bastard. Skycoin. Undervalued. I like undervalued stuff.
Mom, I'm butt naked and I keep repeating the same hour over and over again.
It's a phenomenon known as déjà groom. It's a phenomenon.
I'm just trying to get to my wedding.
Phenomenon. Naked only on Netflix.
Poor him. You should do better movies.
Hello, this is CryptoCoins. Welcome to another video in my Undervalued series, the 21st of November 2017. In this episode, I am looking at Skycoin. Skycoin is very ambitious. There is quite a lot of technical side to Skycoin, so if you're interested in that type of thing, I do recommend you to check out their website. They have a lot of documentation.
I don't get to see a team. There's no team I get to look at. I mean, what? I actually just realized it. I need a team, or are they really just trying to be anonymous to the fucking T? Ah, there it is. Alright, I was about to say, shit. Boy. Alright, for marketing, it's Michael Turpin, Coinnovate, Coin Agenda, Bit Angels, and Richard, whatever his name is. Blockchain News, Crypto Assets Design Group. I've actually never heard of either of these things, which is probably a bad thing on my part. Hopefully it's due to neglect and not due to them having shitty programs. Synth is the architect and project figurehead. He has a background in mathematics and cryptography. Steve is a developer and now project manager. He wrote most of the original Skycoin software back in the days. Ike the Adorer, Monte Crypto. Oh, so these are pseudonyms. Big time. John Stuart Mill wrote the Leeson Obelisk Consensus Algorithm white paper and is working on an implementation. Has a background in mathematics. I need to read that white paper, or I need to try. Let's go back to white papers really quick, because I do want to understand the obelisk as much as possible. Distributed. I think I might have already tried to look it over. I didn't really get to understand it much. And that team isn't really anything to wave your finger at. Well, that team isn't really the strongest team. I like this coin so far. I mean, I love this whole... Let's listen to this guy.
Kind of covers more. It kind of tells you how Skycoin works in detail. What I'm going to do, I'm going to look at Skycoin more from an investor point of view. I will cover some of the technicals, but it's not going to be...
Alright, then I don't want to hear you, man. I need the technicals. Skycoin has been in development for years. Oh, it's that guy that looks like McLovin. Crypto loving.
Skycoin, third generation cryptocurrency, even though it's a very old project, actually. Now, Skycoin won our community coin vote of the week, 2,693 votes, modem 648. I am not counting Tap Project because the community coin is designed to give light to existing projects which need some more attention, not to promote ICOs. Now, before we get into all the fun stuff that Skycoin does, we have to give a big shout out to everyone who has been hitting that like button, and of course everybody who has been subscribing to the channel. Massive welcome to all the new subscribers.
Your voice is annoying, sir.
Thank you to all of the old subscribers. You guys are the ones who make this community possible. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit the button just down there to stay up to date with all of the latest.
Don't tell me what to
coins
do.
and everything going on in the crypto
Lovin'.
space. And of course, this is not professional financial advice. This is just a guy talking about cryptocurrencies on the internet. Let's check it out. Skycoin is an incredibly ambitious project.
I like Skycoin. Oh, I like
They are
ambitious.
seeking to do so many things. It could be perhaps a worry. Are they trying to do too much? Well, they've been in production for a long time. They've been developing this forever. So I think they've got it together. We're going to be going through all the different features of Skycoin and seeing what they could do. But I can tell you one thing, their website could use a nice little revamp
Maybe.
to make it a little more user-friendly. That being said, let's check out what they've got here. So CX is their programming language. You might compare this to, for example, Ethereum's Solidity. CXO is focused on file storage. Think of, for example, Siacoin, same competing space. Skywire, decentralized internet. Substratum, Nexus, made safe. Vizcrypt, decentralized computing. We might think of, for example, Golem. Cryptosphere VPN. Virtual private networks are all the rage right now. We might throw Mysterium out there to think about that.
Brave.
Sky Messenger, classic messaging app, mobile wallet. That's awesome. We all love mobile wallets. And BBS is a social network that they're trying to build on top of the Sky network as well. That might be compared to, for example, something like Steemit. Social networks on the blockchain. So that's a lot of stuff. Obviously, this is the one-stop shop. I've given you a lot of other projects which use similar ideas. Skycoin's putting it all into one. All your crypto needs in one place. Not a bad idea. Now you can come over here. There are a few different white papers actually to read through. They're very technical.
There's a problem with this. The problem with this, in my opinion, is that if you're going to be this ambitious and if you're really trying to build an enterprise like you are right now, I would want you to not be anonymous. Just me personally. It's like I want to know who I'm investing in. And I want to make sure that the team is reputable to be able to do what they're saying that they're doing. I would like some big names to be able to be like, oh, that guy, I know that guy. I think he can do it. Fuck yeah. But now, it's not just an ambitious concept. That makes the team overly ambitious because they're trying to bite off a lot for a project that no one really has an established name for.
Cool. But if you are a technical nerd, definitely come and check these out. Now, the Sky Miner is going to be their focus of how they're going to actually make the infrastructure needed for the next internet. This is very interesting. They're actually looking to fund this out of the growth of their project. They want to subsidize these Skywire miners in order to actually set up the next internet. It's a very ambitious project in so many ways. Now, they actually have a different kind of consensus algorithm as well. Their consensus algorithm is not proof of work, nor is it proof of stake.
Obelisk.
It's what they like to call the web of trust.
Okay.
So essentially, trusted nodes will run the network, and they will be rewarded with Sky over time.
Well, but see, here's the problem with that. I mean, you want me to build trust in people that I don't know, in a project of people operating it that I don't know. Here's what I don't understand. Like, I understand that you're trying to build this, like, huge thing. I think everyone's trying to build something huge at this point. But, like, why do you deserve my... Oh, no. Why do you deserve my trust? Like, trust is a huge thing to ask for. Not only do you want me to trust that your developers are going to be able to... I mean, you want me to trust that your developers are going to be able to perform everything that they're trying to do. I don't even know who they are, and now this entire blockchain is out of trust, it seems. You want me to trust the nodes, and that's a lot of trust, but why do you deserve it, is my question.
Of course, you will also be rewarded with Sky, for example, by running a Skywire miner, quote unquote, at your home, or also for running the virtual private network. You will also be rewarded in Skycoin for running any of those different projects. Now, Skycoin is immune to a 51% attack. It's fast. It's not so original in the crypto space, but it's fast. Zero fees. Now, when I first heard zero fees, I thought, well, wait a second. That sounds problematic. This is very open to spam. They've actually implemented something called coin hours. Basically, you can only send your coins, for example, once an hour. So there's actually a time period on that. So that actually prevents the spamming of the network that you might have with a zero fee coin without some kind of alternative protocol set into place. They also have a privacy feature. This makes it almost as secure as a Tor, for example. So this is really great. So many different features brought into play here. Now, I think it's worth spending a minute talking a little bit about how they're actually planning on distributing the coins, because currently we only have about 5.5 million or so coins out of 100 million possible over time. Their commitment, they say, is to making Skycoin a resource for the many, not the few. It's a grand vision. I certainly like it. The distribution policy of that is slow over time, small initial distribution, slow growth over the years, maximum.
See, and here's the here's my issue with that. Now it makes me, there's probably a way that I can analyze this properly, but it makes me a little iffy on investing now, because what if your what if your tokens rise, your circulating supply rises, but your market cap lowers? Then I'd really get shit out of luck, and I should have invested later on in the process. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Distribution of 5% of the coins per year spread out over at least 14 years. Distribution from 10 to 30% will be through node incentives. That is very interesting. I like the way they're planning on doing it. I like the slow release. Obviously, there are similarities here to mining or to proof of stake, but it's a bit different the way they've set up their model. Very interesting. Now, the team,
There's unknowns.
it's a small team, about 15 people or so, 16 people, something like that. You can come and check out who they are here. Michael Turpin. Synth is one of the lead architects, project figurehead of this. He's done a few interviews. You can actually search for some of those and check out Synth actually talking about these different projects. So that's pretty cool. Different features of Skycoin. Now, the roadmap is actually a very interesting read as well, because it goes all the way back to 2012.
I noticed.
Research begins on a replacement for the proof of work consensus. That's where the whole idea started out at. And you follow the roadmap along, and you just realize how much this project has grown over the years, with different bits being added on. continuing, oh, that's the best of that, we're going to take that, that's the best of that, we're going to take that, getting all the best ideas from around the crypto space in one place. Very interesting. Now, the only thing that we do have coming up, two things we have coming up in the near future: listing Skycoin on more exchanges, Skywire miner release,
That's it.
and also actually implement Exchange Federation protocol for decentralized exchange integration. Interesting stuff. So they have not stopped developing, they are continuing to develop, and I am sure will continue to add in the best features of developing cryptocurrencies as they come on board. Certainly they seem to have brought in all the best so far. I'm sure they will continue to do that exact thing. Now, the wallet does support Skycoin and Bitcoin, and of course you do have the mobile version of that as well. Currently, almost 6 million in circulating supply actually. A lot of coins still to be issued, only a $58 million market cap currently. The volume has been quite low on this. Now, dollar-wise, we're at a new all-time high right now. Not compared to Satoshi. We have seen much higher Satoshi values, but of course, because of the very high value of Bitcoin at the moment, we are seeing a dollar high, but not a Satoshi high currently. The one thing that may be holding Skycoin back from really breaking out,
This market.
which makes it an interesting time to be talking about this coin, even though we have seen a real surge in the past couple of days. Only a week ago, this was around $4. Now we're up to almost $9. It's only available on Cryptopia. I know there's a lot of people who are not fans of Cryptopia,
Not at all.
but the reality is, as soon as this starts listing on other exchanges, just like what happened with, for example, Neblio, this is going to pop even more than it's popping already. This is definitely one to keep your eyes on. It's a really interesting project. They seem to be delivering on every...
I want to learn about how they're doing it.
I'm Jay Addison from EventChain.io for Investment Pitch Media and FinTech News Network.
Fintech. That's interesting. I'm actually working with people that want to use the name Fintech, which actually is a
In
bad
FinTech
thing.
News this week, the Skycoin project is releasing a third-generation blockchain and cryptocurrency that is the foundation of a new decentralized internet. Skycoin is building a truly free and open internet. For that, they developed Skywire. The Skywire technology actually takes control from the larger internet service providers and gives it back to the users through a peer-to-peer model which promotes net neutrality. On Skywire, users can share content without slowdowns using two components, Aether and Skynet. Aether is a peer-to-peer replicated object system powering the distribution of anonymous and immutable web content.
Slow the fuck
Sort of-
down. See, I hate when people like that speak so fast because they're reading off a fucking chalkboard and they have no idea what they're talking about. Repeat that.
Of anonymous and immutable web content, sort of like BitTorrent for peer-to-peer caching and replication of immutable objects. Traditional apps on the regular internet can all run on top of Aether.
Your mom runs on
Skynet
Aether.
is the backbone of the distributed network system and allows users to become their own internet service providers. Skycoin is lightning fast with transactions that take less than 2 seconds and have no block limits. It's 100% anonymous and highly secure, with built-in protection against all known network attacks. It has no heavy processing requirements, making it a good choice for protecting the environment. Skycoin is used with Skywire, giving a practical application beyond being a currency. When people on Skywire forward traffic or provide network resources, they're compensated with Skycoins. On the other hand, when you use services or consume network resources or media, you spend Skycoins. Obelisk is the new consensus algorithm running on Skycoin, which will replace proof of work and proof of stake. New mathematical conditions for cryptographic verification work on the unanimous network consensus for both public and private blockchains. Skycoin has released 5 different white papers. which cover all aspects of the SkyCoin project, including consensus algorithms, the dynamics framework, a hash opinion dynamics model, community-aware opinion dynamics model, and their GitHub, of course, has everything you would need to know on the code. SkyCoin BBS is the next generation decentralized social network built into the SkyCoin ecosystem, which can also be downloaded as a standalone application. SkyCoin recently announced that...
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Obelisk. I wanna learn about this obelisk thing. Soft fork in reaction to main. Spawn of malpractice. Let's listen to this guy really quick.
So I just figured out a way to save a bunch of money online. I was about to buy these headphones from Target for $140.
Shut the fuck
But
up.
it's not going to be very detailed. So if you want to know more about SkyCoin in terms of how it exactly works, it's very complicated, and they do have quite a lot of resources on their website about it. What SkyCoin is in a nutshell, first of all, my voice is a bit weird because I still have a cold, so it's kind of going away.
Shut the fuck.
SkyCoin is a cryptocurrency that is based on a new cryptographic technology.
Just tell me what the
currencies
just tell me about
SkyCoin
obelisk.
does have plenty of components, very interesting components actually, to be, they have them built on top of the actual SkyCoin network.
Shut the fuck. Alright. New cryptographic and networking primitives allow verification of mathematical conditions for unanimous network consensus. Consensus for both public and private blockchains. New networking primitives enable detection of malicious node behavior. Okay. Alright. Not getting it 100%, but cryptographic networking primitives allow verification of mathematical conditions for a unanimous network consensus. Consensus, both public and private blockchains. New networking primitives allow detection. Alright. So apparently this is supposed to be better than proof of work and proof of stake. How exactly? I wish I can be technical with it. It doesn't really say much, and I don't want to sound stupid and misquote what they're trying to say, so I won't. So yeah, I mean, if there's anyone with a good technical analysis of this, I would love to hear it. But I guess let me continue. A receives new data. A is connected to B. I guess that's through the mesh. A announces the hash of X, hash X, to all connected peers by broadcasting. A provides data if it has it, otherwise A forwards the request to its upstream nodes. B requests data packet for hash in case it does not have it already. A sends a packet to B, B receives data packet. B announces hash of new data to its peers. Interesting. Tox and so it's like a Tor, but it's Tox, and then bit message, Bitcoin. SkyCoin messages between pub key A and B. Subscribes to updates from B. B subscribes to updates from A. A signs a new message. A injects a message into the network. The message replicates peer-to-peer between the nodes. Subscribe to A. Pub key A publishes a message X that can only be read by B. The message replicates peer-to-peer across nodes, replicating message. Okay, so it's not really sending it, it's just copying it and then sending a copy of it. Okay. B announces, B publishes an ACK, acknowledge receipt of the message from B. The ACK replicates peer-to-peer. After A receives the ACK, the next update A removes replication set. This shit I'm not gonna get. VPN Skywire. Client runs VPN client. All client traffic is tunneled through TUN and TAP adapter. VPN connects to server over Skywire. Source routing avoids hot potato routing and allows route selection. VPN tunnels traffic back. Interesting. MeshNet. I love that they're using mesh. How to get sky coins. You can buy them. Skywire node and forward package. Public Skywire. Okay. The Holy Trinity over here. Alright, so that's all we're really going to get when it comes to that. Let's continue.
Some of the stuff I've got here, so there's CX, which is like a programming and specification language. It's kind of similar to Ethereum. Then you do have CXO, which is used to store and share files, kind of like Filecoin or any type of what's the other one, storage, any type of stuff like that. Coin as well. Skywire, which is essentially trying to be the decentralized internet, so again quite similar to Substratum. It's a bit more ambitious if Substratum as far as I read about it. Vscript, which is a decentralized computing power. Golem, Solemn, that type of a thing. Cryptosphere, VPN, I put Mysterium here, but there's probably more projects like it. Sky Messenger, so messaging on it like status, because it's decentralized as well, but obviously it's going to compete with all of the big ones like VChat, obviously that Skywire, and this way individuals kits. So obviously
Around 6 million available with total supply of around 100 million available in Cryptopia with Bitcoin pairing. Skywire uses blockchain technology to create peer-to-peer community-driven market for internet service. Using Skywire will be free, but users can pay nodes in the network for forwarding their traffic to receive better bandwidth and priority service. By integrating Skycoin with Skywire, individuals can earn money for running the internet instead of large ISPs.
Skycoin will be used with Skywire, increased by a lot. Components running 6 million.
Around 446 for one Sky.
Market cap, sorry, the value has been increasing since it, probably the biggest thing about Skycoin is the fact that it has 0 fees. So it's actually like IOTA, where you don't have to pay any fees if you want to send someone Skycoin. Not many projects have that if you think about it. So like I said, from my perspective, it's still it's pretty much already one of the best cryptocurrencies in terms of sending payments. So obviously that could increase the potential and real life application of the project. If the scope of the Skycoin project is actually kind of mind blowing if you think about it. It's not just another ERC20 token that I usually cover in the series. It's something way bigger if you think about it.
I like Skycoin, but there are certain things that keep me away from it. Its team keeps me away from it. The fact that it has an underknown team and it's trying to accomplish so much is crazy to me. The fact that in time that circulating supply and total total supply is going to increase, that's concerning to me. So it's a great project, but would I invest into it is the question.
Each of these components will potentially increase the demand for Skycoin. I'm not sure how much usage of any of those will have in terms of using the actual coin, but I'm sure because they're well involved with the Skycoin, I would think 40 cents less.
IOTA with its 2.5 billion market cap would be the closest due to lack of fees, fast transactions for and potential for dApps running on it. To reach that level, one Skycoin would equal $426 per coin.
And Skycoin has
Nice.
been increasing in value for a while now. I think long-term potential Sky is not really comparable to any of the projects out there, since it's very unique, as you can.
I like unique.
There's also quite more Skycoins in, in circulation in the future anyway, and also the fact that I believe that IOTA is still worth way more money than this. So long story short, you can't really predict how high Skycoin will go, but I do think that if they continue with the development the way that it has been going so far, I think the potential is there for triple digits at some point. Obviously I'm not saying in a few months, maybe not even next year, but long term I think Skycoin does have a potential to be truly great. So why do I believe it's undervalued? Few reasons. First of all, it's missing from the biggest exchanges. Like I said, it's only on Cryptopia, which by the way, they still owe me. I've got some tokens stuck on Cryptopia and I can't get the support to give me back my tokens.
See, this is exactly what I mean. You hear, even this guy is like, fuck Cryptopia. Sad.
So if you know anyone from Cryptopia that could help me, that'd be great. And it doesn't have any Ethereum pairing either. Team is made almost exclusively out of the developers currently, and they have been concentrating on development instead of marketing. But I think at this point they realize they need to do some marketing as well. Because of lack of marketing, it's pretty much totally unknown. You don't really see anyone talking about Skycoin. So hopefully maybe this video will kind of highlight people that it does have a great potential. It's super promising in terms of technology with no fees, instant payments, almost instant in a few seconds, and progress further. The difference between
One of the biggest projects in terms of scope. I feel they should increase the team size. Hell yeah. Difference between circulating supply and total supply is significant.
Total supply is significant. Just something to keep in mind, because that's going to obviously devalue tokens in a long
That is true.
Overall, however, it's very ambitious, certainly, and if you actually read about Skycoin, you realize that the team, they will get really technical with it, and it certainly has probably one of the best developers behind any of the product. I mean, if you check out their website, and if you don't know much about kind of technology in general, I mean, obviously because people in cryptocurrencies usually know basics, at least, but the way they describe the projects, it's just so
to like learn, because A, the developers are really putting in their time to learn it, or B, they want it to be difficult to learn or difficult to really understand, so you have a bunch of investors that don't know what they're investing in, and then wham, like I disappear with your money, or whatever has been going on in crypto. Honestly, my trust in crypto lately has been shit. I mean, I invest into scraps, and me and them had to have a discussion because there are certain things that they were doing that I wasn't a fan of, and it's not out of maliciousness on my part, it's out of safety for myself and the investors that are part of the team. Like, it's, so I don't know, you really do have to earn trust in this crypto sphere. We're talking about money. Thankfully, I'm not putting in crazy big money into it, but it's something to really think about.
Hi, it's Keith. Today is Tuesday, the 31st of October 2017. Apologies for they hit $4 today, and I think a lot of people.
Shut the fuck.
Essentially, the thing that's really caught my eye is the fact that look, the way that Bitcoin is going in terms of, you know, like I said in my live stream, taking the power away from the banks. What you're then doing though is you're putting the power into like the electric companies and the internet providers, because you know you need bandwidth, you need hash power, you need wattage, you need electricity in order to mint Bitcoin.
All right, he does a lot of drugs. I don't want to watch that, man. Let's listen to Skycoin interview. Let's hear it with Synth. I want to hear the Synth character.
Hey everyone, this is William from Skycoin. I'm here today with Synth, and we're going to talk about Skywire, answer all of your top questions. First, we're going to start with some basics, and then we have a list of questions that we've compiled from the community. So first and foremost, Synth, what is Skywire?
Alright, so basically, Skywire is a new networking protocol. So it's just like plumbing for the internet. Like if you use Facebook or YouTube, you don't know, the user doesn't know, am I using TCP? Am I using UDP? Am I on Wi-Fi? Am I on Ethernet? Is this using border gateway protocol? The user doesn't care. These networking protocols basically sit in the background, and they handle all of the world's data and traffic. And so what Skywire is a new networking protocol for Skycoin that replaces a lot of the previous networking protocols. So one of the things that we wanted in Skycoin was we wanted to create applications that people used. So Bitcoin, for instance, you run a miner, and people are getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for producing a block. But in Skycoin, we figured out how to produce the blocks for pennies. We didn't have to give all these people, $500,000 to produce a block for Skycoin. So we then had this problem, which was how do we distribute the coins? And what we decided was that the people who get the coins should be the people that are contributing to the network. They should be doing something useful. And so then we started looking at different applications, and one of the things we wanted to do was an incentivized mesh net. So we wanted to build a new internet that basically a peer-to-peer internet. So instead of having a utility company like Comcast, we would let people, that was centralized, we would let people own the equipment, and they would provide services to each other, and we would measure who was consuming and who was producing. And the people who produce bandwidth, the people who run the infrastructure, they receive coins, and the people using the infrastructure, who probably won't even know they're using it, will pay coins. So this is, Skywire is one of the base layers of the Skycoin ecosystem. So we have like CX, which is our programming language, and video games on CX, and we have CXO, which is our distributed object system. So it's more general than a blockchain. It lets you store anything. So you might want to tweet or post a video, and this lets you do that, but without a third party. So you actually control your own data, and it's replicated peer-to-peer. So if you have 500 friends that are subscribed to your feed, the data will replicate between them, and so you don't need a web server. And so the idea behind CXO is we want to have Twitter on blockchain, but we don't want to store everyone's tweets on the blockchain, because if you have 1 billion people, you don't want to download the tweets of 1 billion different people whose tweets you don't care about. You might only have 5,000 friends, and you only want their data and the data you care about. So we created, we don't want to shove all the data on a blockchain, one giant blockchain like Ethereum did, because it just bloats the blockchain into hundreds of terabytes. So we created this thing called CXO that is like a blockchain, but it's more powerful. And then we have CX, which is our programming language for video games and applications, and like messaging apps and things that people want to use. Then we have CXO for storing data and like feeds, social media, and we have an app called BBS on that, which is a decentralized social media platform like Steemit. That's the sort of a embryo or a prototype of bigger apps that we're going to build in the future. And then we have Skywire, which is our networking protocol. So all of the data, the CXO data, the Skycoin data, the Skyledger coin data, all of that's going to be going over Skywire. So we might have 1 million blockchains on Skyledger. Allows people to create their own blockchain. So each company will have their own blockchain. So for instance, a company in Portland, Oregon, a power company, came to us and they want to do a blockchain pilot. So they say we have 300,000 people and we need to do this many transactions, per hour, per person, and here are our requirements. And so they might have a blockchain for just a region or a city, and then when that's done, they might want to have 30 other blockchains, and they want to control the blockchain too. So if there's a problem, they want to reset it. And so we created this platform called Skyledger to allow companies to build their applications on blockchain, and then the data for that blockchain is stored in CXO, and the programming language running it will eventually be CX for all of their contracts and things, and eventually even the base software. And the hardware for that will be the Skywire miner, which is our hardware platform. And then Skywire is just the networking protocol that all of these applications use to communicate. So CXO is computation, CX is computation, CXO is file storage, and Skywire is communication.
So focusing on Skywire then, how does it overtake the current internet, and can the existing internet be accessed through it?
Yeah, so the current internet is pretty old. It actually dates back to the 80s, and it was created completely ad hoc. When the internet was first made and was gaining adoption, the best protocol didn't win. It was the protocol that had the most users and that was easiest to use. And a lot of the protocols had really good features or superior to the protocols that prevailed. But now, as the internet's growing to 6-8 billion people, it's hitting problems. The current internet protocols can't do everything that we want to do. So for instance, if you're downloading a movie, you want the connection to be fast, but you don't care if the packet takes 5 seconds. But if you're playing a video game, you want the lowest latency, and that's called quality of service. And so we want, depending on what you're doing with your computer, you want to have different criteria for the data. And the current internet doesn't support that. But if you're a surgeon and you're operating a medical robot, and the surgeon's in India and he's operating a robot in the US, and some packets drop for 2 seconds, that's a problem. And if the latency is high, that's a problem. Or if the latency is variable, it's a problem. Or if you're in a video call and it drops, it's a problem. But if you're downloading a movie and there's like on YouTube, and there's a 2-second gap in the data, it doesn't matter that much. The user won't even notice because it's buffered. So there's these different things with the current internet that we wanted to improve, and so there's several problems with the current internet. One of them is people are not paid for providing the infrastructure. So the companies, the internet is basically consolidated into a few monopolies because.
I like this guy. He's talking about shit that I don't understand. Well, that I wouldn't have understood before hearing this, but he's breaking it down in a way that it completely makes sense in his examples of different ways that the internet is used in the different like things that might not matter in certain situations and yada yada. It makes sense, and if this is actually a problem solution to that, I think that's fucking awesome. I really do. I think that is really great, and I love innovation. I always say that.
The way that the providers are paid is they're not paid per unit of bandwidth. They're basically paid. You have let's say you have a co-location and 2 internet providers. They'll have an exchange point and they'll swap cables they'll connect cables to each other, and they have a peerage agreement. So they say, I'll take your traffic and you take my traffic. And then Comcast comes in and says, we own 150 million households, and if you want to get access to our people, you're going to pay us. And then these little companies get basically shaken down and eventually driven out of the market. So what we see now in the U.S. is we had 1,000 telecom providers. Now we have Comcast and Time Warner, and they tried to merge into one mega company. And so, and they were stopped, but they're eventually going to get that merger through, I think. And you're either a Comcast town or you're Time Warner town. And that's because of the way that the payments for bandwidth are done. So we wanted to, so over time, you start with 1 million companies, and then you get 1,000 companies. Then the market consolidates into 1 or 2 monopolies. And then the monopolies become so abusive that the next thing comes in. So like when Bell Telegraph became the monopoly and they were pushing people around, then the next thing comes in, and then you have the internet and the new way of doing things. And so this is a cycle. In any industry, you start with 1 million companies, it consolidates into a monopoly eventually. The monopoly becomes abusive, and then the new technology has to be rolled out, and that becomes the new foundation for the next cycle of innovation. And so what we're trying to do is solve the payment problem, making sure that the small ISPs are getting paid. We're trying to build internet protocols, networking protocols that take advantage of like wireless networks. Like we didn't have 6 gigahertz point-to-point access, chips that cost 30 cents. We didn't have these Wi-Fi chips with like 8 antennas in them that cost $1. That didn't exist 4 years ago. So if you tried to build like a mesh net, which is what we're trying to do with Skywire, and you tried to do this 10 years ago, the hardware would have cost millions of dollars. And now it's in every cell phone, and it costs pennies. So the technology is now ready for this new type of internet, and if there's no applications, like if you're not doing robotic surgery where the surgeon is in a different country than the robot, you don't need quality of service. If you're not doing 4K video conferencing with 30 people, you don't need, or live video streaming in 8K with. You look at some of these cameras, like these like light field cameras and these gigapixel cameras, and you look at the data rates that they're dealing with, and you say, well, we're going to need 100 gigabit Ethernet in everyone's house because everyone's going to have one of these cameras, and they're going to be streaming, and they're going to be downloading video, and we have like 32 audio channels now on surround sound, and then they're going to make it 128, and then we have 3D audio, and you can't even count the number of channels, and then you're doing teleoperations. So you might have a factory with robots, and the people who are operating that factory live in a different country. So the bandwidth rates that we're and then we have people who are life blogging, so they're just going to record everything. They're going to put like a camera on their face, and they're just going to record everything and just put it on the internet. And so you have these applications that are producing millions of terabytes of data that have latency requirements that are very small. Like if you're doing drones, for instance, we didn't have drone taxis. Now we're gonna have drone taxis. If the drone has a 2-second interruption in its internet, that drone can crash, and it's a safety issue. So you need 100% reliability 100% of the time. And even small interruptions or what's called jitter, like differences in latency, become problems for these new applications. So we have 100 different applications that are just coming onto the market, and they say we need this and we need this and we need this, and the current internet protocols cannot deliver what they require. And so Skywire is really looking at the future of the internet, which is where we're going to be in 10 or 20 years, and specifically how blockchain can enable that future. So we're building one networking protocol, and it has different use cases, and those use cases are, for instance, in IoT, if you have sensor data, like you have a temperature sensor in a factory, that temperature sensor will now have a CPU in it, and it can produce a CXO data feed, and then each user can subscribe to that feed, and the data replicates peer-to-peer. So if 10,000 people have to subscribe to that feed, they're not all trying to connect to this little dinky sensor that has a small CPU in it. Once one person gets a copy of the data, then they can get it from another person who has a copy, and so on. And so we can actually scale to like 1 million devices looking at some type of data feed. Whereas the current internet with a TCP connection, you can only do up to 10,000 max.
That's actually pretty dope if you think about that. Instead of, like, let's say a pay-per-view fight, let's say, which it kind of leaves room for not manipulation, it leaves room for exploitation, to my understanding of it so far. But what I'm thinking he's saying is, alright, let's say there's an event going on. Let's say there's a pay-per-view fight, and I got a room of 1 million people that want to watch the fight. Just throwing out a number, 500,000 people, 50,000 people. Instead of us all needing to click to one server, for instance, like we all need to hook up to the UFC server, for example. Instead of us needing to do that, I bought it, my friend bought it, we both get to share it. If we meet some hot girl at the event, she gets to share it with us, and then everyone kind of interconnects with each other instead of us all having to connect to that one source, which I think is pretty smart.
And then if you need 10,000 max connections simultaneously, whereas with CXO we have unlimited scalability horizontally. So there's little niche applications like this, and you don't really see the brick wall until you hit it, and then you say, okay, we did it with TCP, but it doesn't work, and then what works? And for a lot of these applications, especially with IoT and robotics and teleoperations and like drone taxis, where we want like 6 redundant antennas connected to 3 redundant access points for redundant, to have 3 different levels of safety and failover. These applications are not serviced by the current networking protocols.
Okay, so building out to meet these future applications, how do you actually roll out Skywire then?
So right now we've been running prototype forms of Skywire for about 4 or 5 years now. We've actually rewritten it over 15 times, and we start with just running over the internet. So the Skywire nodes are just running over an Ethernet cable. We're not even using Wi-Fi. Then we test the Wi-Fi adapter, and then after that, this new generation of Skywire is running on the Skycoin hardware platform, the Skywire miners. So we have our own hardware platform, and people look at the Skycoin miner and they say, "Why do you have 8 computers?" And the reason is they think they're going to plug this in their Comcast, cable modem, and they're going to only need 50 megabits. And the reason we have 8 computers is each computer can only handle 100 to 250 megabits per second. And we're building this to scale out to 100 gigabits per second. So you might need 60 or 80 hardware nodes just to handle the traffic. And so we're just...
Alright, I'm not going to waste everyone's time listening to this entire hour seminar. I got a feel for who I'm listening to. Though it kind of strikes me off that they want to remain anonymous, that's not always a good thing to me. I like some type of, I like to be able to build some type of personal feeling with the people that I'm investing in. But like Synth, once I read that there was a development, research, and management dude named Synth, I'm like, alright, fuck this project. But the way that he was just speaking, it lets me know that he knows what he's doing. It lets me know that the team is dedicated to the project and that they're not just gonna like disappear. They've been doing this for years. They've been doing this since 2012. Well, 2012, yeah. It's 2017, and the market is just getting to some notoriety, the crypto market. So for me to say that they're going to disappear right now with my money, I doubt it. If you want to go find that interview, please, this right here is the link. Copy and paste that shit. Love that shit. Skycoin interview. You'll be able to find it. It's really not that hard. And you can listen to what he has to say. I like what he has to say. With synth, I guess that's the same shit. Coin interview. What is Skycoin and new internet? 47 minutes. Synth is doing a lot of interviews, which is actually pretty dope. I like this with Skycoin. They're doing a lot of interviews. That means that they're maintaining relevance on the internet. I love that, personally. A hidden gem. Should you invest? With all that, and then while that was going on, I was skimming through their Twitter just to see their activity on Twitter. They have activity February 2nd, February 4th, February 6th, February 8th. It seems that every 2 days they come to their... Oh, wait, nope. Look, they fucked it up. I was like, every 2 days they come and fuck with Twitter a little bit, but that does not seem to be the case. But they've been able to maintain some type of consistency on their Skycoin Twitter, which shows me something. What are they getting? They got 7,000 followers 29 minutes ago. Oh yeah, alright, so they're good. 29 minutes ago they posted something. Cryptopia is not processing Skycoin deposits at the moment. Do not deposit there or your deposited funds will be stuck for a while. Are working normally. See, now they're gonna make me, because see what I mean? Cryptopia is a piece of shit. Please, ladies and gentlemen, do not use the Cryptopia exchange. I was actually just about to, like, I was just like, alright, fuck it. I like Skycoin. Cryptopia is the only name that I know personally to be able to purchase these coins. Cryptopia is gonna die. Guaranteed Cryptopia is gonna die. You're not gonna be seeing Cryptopia in the next 10 years. Because of their malpractice and what the, like, it's crazy. It's just so crazy to me how bad a business you can be. And you have so much potential. Like, people actually want to invest in your shit, but your own, like, you're your own worst enemy. And Cryptopia is a main example of that. So now I gotta go check out these other two sites to see if I actually want to trust them. And it's nuts, but a time lapse of building an official Sky Miner from our community member. They got community members dedicating their time to this, which is great. 5 pillars of Skycoin. That's only 2. Okay. Truly decentralized, decentralized 51% attack proof. Lightning Quip cryptocurrency. Then we got Skywire mesh network that allows you to earn Skycoin for forwarding traffic in your bandwidth, so you can basically share your internet and get paid for it, your extra internet. This is similar to Tor BitTurn, except that you will be paid. Skyledger, platform similar to Ethereum's ERC20 platform in a way. In the way a 2018 Bugatti Chiron is similar to a 1992 Geometra. They're both cars after all. Ooh, they kind of just tried to shit on Ethereum a little bit. I like that. Decentralized apps, an ecosystem of apps being built on top of the previous 3 things, so that you're able to build apps on Skycoin or I guess Skywire, and then last but not least, Sky Miners, our very own hardware platform, the backbone which supports it all, which is its obelisk system, or the obelisk proof of trust or work of trust, whatever. They got an interview with Sith. How many likes are we getting? 33 likes, 24 likes, a couple retweets. Pretty much consistent. Two sides of the same coin. Long story short, our first community, Sky Miner mod. So long story short, they're able to maintain around the same amount. This one's less retweets, but you basically get a feel for their community. Well, their Twitter community at least. It's not the best, as I can see, but it's something. It has some followers. Now let's go to the Reddit, which I find very informative. I'm planning to use X for Pi to expand later. This is my part list. Okay, reselling the internet. Alright, let's read this. When you are using SkyMiner, does this count as reselling your internet? If yes, is this legal? Your thoughts? It is absolutely legal. Technically, you're not reselling your internet as you're the one using it. You're sending packets of data from your miner, then being rewarded in Skycoin coin hours, which I'm pretty sure everywhere is not defined as currency. Ooh, smart. I like that. Certainly legal. My question is, would this be against the terms of service of ISPs if you're running a Skywire node and forwarding package through a paid-for ISP? Well, here's the thing. An argument of that. It's not like you're renting your internet or your bandwidth. You're paying for a specific amount of bandwidth and you're not using all of it. So I mean, it's basically my property for the month, and what I do with my internet, it's not like I'm renting again. It's not like a car that I'm renting out, or I'm leasing a car and then I'm like, hey dude, you over there, you want to rent my car? Or what, which I doubt. I mean, if I don't tell the people that I'm leasing it from or the company I'm leasing it from, it wouldn't be a problem, but that's exactly the point. So, I mean, internet service providers, I don't think they can really say anything if you're saying, hey, listen, I paid my month's rent or I paid my month's thing. I'm not using all of it. I want some of my money back to make sure that I can pay for next month. Don't be a bitch. Like, let me do it. I don't really think that there's much argument or much room for the ISP to argue in that. Everything is encrypted. No one knows what's being forwarded. They won't even know, right? But would they be able to tell from traffic patterns or maybe some other way similar? I'm not technically versed enough to know. I would recommend joining the Skywire Telegram, which I'm personally going to do. I like joining telegrams and trying to learn about the things there. But let's see. Basically, let me just get a feel for this. They got 3K people invested or subscribed to the Skycoin. Reddit, you got people submitting every day. 7 hours ago, 7 hours ago, 1 day ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. What's this?
Thing. Decentralized internet is what is next. Substratum, in my opinion, doesn't count because it's just decentralized hosting. It doesn't bypass ISPs. You need something that actually bypasses ISPs. If you're going to find, if you look for that, the technology is called a wireless mesh network. That's the most promising technology that allows you to do that. And there's only one coin that I can find right now that you can invest in that is building a wireless mesh network and is actually like way beyond everybody else, because they have actual miners shipping that operate as nodes on the network. You get paid the coin for operating a node on the network. It's pretty incredible. With net neutrality in the US being a thing, with you know, illegal or the dark, let's say the dark web being the part of the reason that Bitcoin initially blew up, you know, and then the fact that you don't have freedom of internet, you don't have freedom, which is technically an issue of freedom of speech. It's a human rights issue around the world.
That's interesting. See, I never thought of that. The freedom of internet is is a human rights issue. Freedom of press, freedom of speech. Let me not sound ignorant, but he makes a good point when he says that.
Bitcoin itself is decentralized, but if a decentralized thing has to run on top of a centralized internet that's controlled by a set of ISPs, then it's not actually decentralized and can't do what we wanted it to do. So I think whoever does do the mesh network thing, whoever does build a wireless mesh internet, that will be a black swan, that will blow up. So the only place I can find to get involved in that sort of thing right now is Skycoin.
I like this guy.
Skycoin is the coin there. I don't know what they're at on a coin market cap right now. I think it's like 100, 110, something like that. I think they're at like $200 million is their market cap, so it's pretty small. That's something that could easily go to 200 billion within the next 3 to 5 years, assuming the whole, you know, the overall market cap in the crypto space grows 10 times. It would probably barely be a top 10, top 20 coin at that point. But if they get the decentralized internet down, if they're the ones who do the wireless mesh network, if they get the tech right, it's gonna blow up. And it won't only blow up because of the decentralized internet. What's crazy is you can do all of the things that Satoshi wanted to do once you have that in place, and those things actually become a lot easier because we've all kind of been figuring out how to do those things. So
I like this guy. Let me look. Who is this guy? Nice beard. Let me just.
Monday, you know what time it is. Time for the ICO of the week. All right, guys, Tuesday. Time for the ICO of the week. Wednesday, bitches. So we're going to do another ICO of the week today. It's Thursday, motherfuckers. Let's go.
How to get paid millions to build new internet. Oh, so he's really pushing Skycoin. This guy's interesting. Tie-Dye Jedi leveled up. What's going on, Tie-Dye? I'm actually about to call this shit a wrap. But yeah, my man right here is pushing Skycoin. I like his perspective on it, pushing back against net neutrality. So, I mean, long story short, they don't have too many backers. They're still very underknown, but they got 3,000 people, well, 2,000 people invested into this. They got 7,000 people on their Twitter. They got 3,000 people on their GitHub as contributors. They are very widespread in the sense of what they plan on doing. Their circulating supply is crazy low right now, but it's going to go higher, definitely. But hopefully as it goes higher, this number right here goes a lot higher as well. Relatively little, very known. Total supply right now is 25 mil. I think this coin has potential. I think the people backing it have well, from what I'm seeing so far, like before I was like, alright, this is a great project, but the people I don't trust. And when you ask me to trust, especially when the name of how you're operating as a system has the word trust in it, it's like you're pushing the concept of trust on me when I don't even know you, and you don't even want me to trust you because you're not putting your names out there. But I've had this conversation with somebody recently that just about anonymity, and it's just very interesting. It's a lot of questions, especially with crypto still being in its infancy. It's like the decisions that you have to make investment wise are very difficult. So while I like this coin, it kind of throws me off for a loop. It wants to provide anonymity for all of us, yet the developers also want to be anonymous. They don't want their their previous work history up, which means either they don't have any previous work history, or, well, that may just be it, or they just really want to remain anonymous because this has great potential to skyrocket. Who knows? In my honest opinion, right now, would I invest into this coin? Yes, I would. And I'm actually thinking of throwing some money into here and just letting it sit. This is something that you have to let sit for a couple years, and it's going to do its work. But I like it. I like it a lot. I really do. All the things that they're trying to implement in their coin, they're really trying to be like the next big thing. They're trying to be one of those next generation well, no, I was gonna say coins. The coin, well, mind you, their product, I'm guessing Skywire, has been out since 2012, and they've been trying to get that together, but their ICO just hit the mark. Well, their coins just hit the market last year, so still relatively young. I wish I jumped in at $1, but at $14, and this was able to reach in a short period of time, in 1 month. Well, no, in 1 month, in fucking April. By December, it reached $49, I saw. It went down due to all the FUD that's been going on and just the bad beginning of the year in crypto that we've had, but this has crazy potential. This has crazy potential, and if they're able to implement everything that they want to do, I more power to them. I may get a nice little hefty bag of some Skycoin. So if you want to learn more about this, apparently they have a bunch of interviews, and they do consistent interviews with their lead developer, so people can get more of an understanding of this. I love that. I love when people see, and that kind of contradicts my first feelings. It's like they want to remain anonymous, and that always gets me pissed off, but they have balls enough to do interviews consistently to build a rapport with their customers and to try to make sure. I mean, one interview was an hour and 11 minutes, and from what I was listening to, he's dedicated to what the fuck he's investing his time in. They've been doing this for years. He knows what he's talking about. Things that I didn't even know were possible. I didn't even know that you can change the formula or how your internet operates, but apparently you can. I love that. So, I mean, the sky's the limit for them. And in this market in cryptos, you always have to figure out who's who, and like who's going to be here in the next 10 years. Will this crypto be here in the next 10 years? I would bet my foot on it. Why? Because they've already been trying to do their thing for the past 6 years. They've been under development since 2012. I don't see them stopping anytime soon. Definitely a great potential. Definitely a good potential investment. So if you personally want to do your research on them, a lot more research than I did, they got a bunch of communities. They got a bounty channel. They got a Reddit, Twitter, GitHub, Telegram, which I will be going on. They got a Slack, a Facebook, and an Instagram. But most likely, they said that a majority of their people and the most interaction that you can get is Telegram. I love Telegram. I'm on Telegram every day. So I'm going to actually follow them on Telegram just to make sure that I get to speak to someone and see if I can get some other stuff. They got multiple white papers, which is the first time I've ever seen this. Multiple white papers. This is just a really interesting project. They have 2 things available for download right now. They got the wallet and they got the BBS, which is the social media platform that they're trying to develop. This is just really interesting. I haven't seen a project like this. Well, I've seen Tron, and Tron has a very, very, very ambitious project themselves, but their scope and their problem solution is nothing compared to Skycoin. Skycoin is trying to battle net neutrality, is trying to battle for net neutrality, is trying to battle you know, for the for the people to get their money back when it comes to certain things that they're providing, like bandwidth. I love that. Actually, I love that concept, and I was remembering that there was, I know that they're not the originators of that concept of being able to do that, but I was trying to figure out what coin it was, because I was just telling my dad, like, there's a fucking a crypto that you can sell, you know, your internet. And I just found it. This isn't it. This isn't the original one, but I doubt that the original one has the scope and ambition of Skycoin. Keep your eyes on this one, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I'm not a financial investor. Well, I'm not a financial advice. I'm not here to give financial advice. Literally, all I do in this is just do the homework that many people should be doing. I look at the team, which this actually didn't have too much detail in. I look at the team, I look at the social media, I look at the charts, I look at the statistics when it comes to the numbers, and hopefully something that you see here helps you make the decision and pull the trigger, or not pull the trigger. Who knows? It's your choice. But I think I will be pulling this trigger. Regardless of that, I want to thank everyone for coming by. If you did pay attention to this, this will be on other platforms in the future. Shout out to all my Twitch communities, Team MZ, Lurkforce, and Twitchkins, and also shout out to the people that I'm doing this for. Coin Fantastic. Go follow us on Facebook, Telegram, Twitter. Catch us on our upcoming website, and also see us on YouTube. You'll be seeing my face personally on the site. Brandon. Well, I'd like to call myself the brand ambassador, but I definitely have interviews I want to conduct from the people that do participate in the site. I deal with a lovely family, a lovely group of people that, they're just great. They're just great. I love them to death. Much love to you guys as well. Shout out to Tie-Dye, Jet-Eye. Love that man. Love his family. Cool dude. And I'll just leave it as that. Definitely go follow Tie-Dye, Jet-Eye as well. If you don't already, and you like watching people get scrubbed out in PUBG, that's the man to go to. And tell him when you go to his page to get an Xbox. It's necessary. Tell him. Anyway, my name is Prophet. Much love to you. I will catch you next time. Always a pleasure. Peace out.